Good evening, parents and guardians. Wanted to talk to you about a conversation that I had today during each of the lunches with the students. And what that conversation entailed was what I see as a lack of diligence or becoming lax as it relates to the rules and the procedures of the school. As I have shared with you earlier in the school year, all staff and all students on the campus are required to wear masks while they're in the building. And what I have observed over the past few days is many of our students not wearing their mask properly. They're wearing their mask underneath their noses or underneath their chins. And as many of you know, the proper way to wear a mask is to cover your mouth and your nose while you are in the building. And so I had that conversation with each of the students today that they are required to wear their mask properly. Otherwise, we're going to be forced to make some decisions for those students who refuse to wear their mask properly. And it's students that we're having to continually remind. And so I'm letting all parents know that those students were told today that today was their last warning. We have had several conversations, several reminders for students telling them that they need to wear their mask, they need to wear them properly, they need to pull their mask up over their nose. I know it's a pain. I myself don't like wearing the mask all day, but it is a requirement, and so we all have to do it. And so I'm saying to parents that you please have a conversation with your students, because the next step will be to have those students return virtually or become virtual students, seeing as how they refuse to follow the instructions. The second thing is many of our students have become lax as it relates to dress code. We've been very lenient this year. We understand, with everything going on, that's the last thing that students should have to worry about. But as many of you know, as you give someone an inch, they start to take a mile. And so many of our students are now coming to school with pajamas on or wearing things to school that are just inappropriate for school. And so we're not going to tolerate that. And so I'm asking parents to make sure that their students are coming to school in dress code. Young ladies, young men cannot wear pants to school that are ripped jeans at the thighs. It's in the student code of conduct. Students are to wear proper attire when they are attending school. Again, we've been pretty lenient. We haven't really enforced it as much as we should. But again, the students are beginning to get a bit out of hand. And so we need to crack down and start to tighten up on some of the things. And so we're asking parents to help us out by having those conversations with their students. The other thing is, we're starting to get a lot more students back in the building face to face because many of our students struggled as virtual students, and the grades have also shown that. And so we do understand that this is a difficult time. Everyone would agree that this is a difficult time, and not every student is capable or has the strength to get through a school day for what they need to do on the campus virtually, as far as the computer is concerned and whatnot. But this is where we are. This is where we are as far as education is concerned. And so we have to make the best of it. But again, with that, many of our students are returning. And so parents, as grades have come out, many of you have seen that there are low grades. I can tell you that teachers dropped quite a few assignments. They opened up assignments, giving students a chance to redo assignments. So we are doing everything that we can as a school to assist our students in being successful. But the bottom line is this: there has to be some level of responsibility from the students to complete the work that they're being assigned. No effort at all will not be rewarded with a passing grade. If a student does not put forth the effort that they need to put forth in order to be successful, then there's really little that a teacher can do to help that student. So if there's something that our students need in the way of help, in the way of support, every teacher on my campus, every teacher on our campus are willing and ready to help our students. All we need is for someone to talk to us and let us know what it is that's needed. But again, I want to say to parents, students have a responsibility to put forth effort in order to be successful in school. Not turning in assignments at all is no effort. It's one thing to have low grades, but it's a much different thing to have no grades, meaning no assignments have been turned in at all. We can't work with that. And so we want to work with students. We want to do right by our students and by our families. And so we want to do what we're supposed to do as a school and as a school community to help our students. So we're asking you, parents, please have conversations with your students. But I must reiterate that the masks have to be worn. Otherwise, I am going to be forced to make a decision that students are going to go remote, go virtual, because they are not following the rules of the school. If you have any questions about anything, please give us a call. I will be glad to have a conversation, meet with you to discuss whatever your issues may be for your family. I'm willing to help, but we need your help on the campus to enforce the rules that we need to enforce. Please give us a call. We will be more than happy to help you out. Thank you all. Have a good evening.